Hi, welcome to the Good Word for today. For most of you, I have not met you yet, and my name is Phil Maynard, and I have just started this week as the director of Discipleship Ministries for First United Methodist Church here in Dothan. I am excited to be part of the team leading this congregation in ministry, helping people discover a deeper, fuller relationship with God through Jesus Christ, and finding ways that you and I can engage the community so that others discover the blessing that God wants to bring into their lives. In fact, that's the word that I want to use for today, the word blessing. I would say right up front with you that I feel blessed to be part of your team, to be in ministry with you to the city of Dothan and beyond. To be blessed means to have experienced God's favor, and I certainly feel that. And I pray that not only will I be blessed, but that I will be a blessing to you, that through our ministry together, you also will experience God's favor. So that word blessed, that's a great word, and we find it in one of its first times being used way back in the Old Testament, in the book of Genesis, chapter 12, verses 1 through 3, where we have the call of Abram, who was later going to be called Abraham. Wonderful, wonderful text as we look at this covenant that God is establishing with Abram to be the leader of God's people, to establish the people of God here on this earth. And God says to Abram, I want you to pack up your stuff, take your family with you, and go to where I'm going to show you. Abram did what he asked. Abram packed up his family and they headed out for this long journey to Canaan, the promised land. Now, God said, I want you to do this, and when you do this, you're going to be blessed. You're going to be a great nation. In an agrarian culture, there's no greater blessing than to be a huge tribe or family, because that's where your Social Security comes from. That's where you get taken care of as you get to be beyond your normal working years. You have a big family that takes responsibility for you. So to be the father of a great tribe, a great people, a nation, that was a really big deal. And God has promised Abram that he's going to bless him this way. And then he follows that saying, and you're going to bless all the nations of the world. You're called to be blessed and to be a blessing. Wow, what a great reminder for us, because it's exactly the same call that every single one of us receives as we enter into this covenant relationship with God, to be blessed, to experience the abundant life that God wants to pour into us, and to be a blessing to other people, because discipleship is always, always outwardly focused. So we're invited to be part of this journey. Like Abram, we're not exactly sure where it's going to lead us. All we know for sure is that we have a God who loves us and has promised to provide for us and is going to bring us to an abundant life. So we're called to leave the comfort of what we have now and go to the abundance that God wants for us. And in the process, we are called to bless other people. So as I was thinking back over this word bless, I was reminded of a book called Missional Renaissance of a guy by the name of Reggie McNeil. Wrote this book several years ago. It's a resource that has had a big impact on my understanding of healthy church and discipleship. And in that book, he shares a story. A young man who had attended a church conference where he had been challenged to be a blessing outside of the church, to engage people beyond the ministry, beyond the walls of the church. And so he really took it to heart, and he decided that he was going to start blessing other people. And he began by engaging in conversation with people that he met every day, because he was a frequenter of Starbucks. So he would go into the Starbucks and he would ask the barista, how is it that I can ask God to bless you today? Now you might expect, and you would be right, that this young man got a lot of rejection, and the people looked at him askance and, kind of ignored him for a while. But after several days and even weeks of asking this question every time he ordered his coffee, the baristas and other employees of Starbucks began to seek him out and to share with him and to engage him in ways that he'd never experienced before. And he got a chance to pray for people and to be a blessing in their lives. And he was so excited about what was going on that he shared with his Sunday school class the amazing thing that God was doing just through him asking this simple question. The Sunday school class was so excited about it, they decided they were going to give it a try too. And they realized that between them, they frequented every single Starbucks in like a 13-block radius of the city. So they all committed to asking the barista, how can I ask God to bless you today? So this went on for 2 or 3 weeks, and they're all excited, and people are starting to respond to them. And one day, this young man walked into a Starbucks that was not his regular jaunt, and he walked up to the barista and ordered his coffee, and then he said, I'm just wondering how it is that I could ask God to bless you today. And the barista held on to his coffee and looked at him and said, oh, you're one of those blessing people, aren't you? And I'm thinking, wow, yes. How cool would it be if wherever we went, as the people who represent the love of Jesus, that people would call us the blessing people. There's all kinds of ways that you and I can bless people. We can bless them by providing for needs that they have, or caring for them during a difficult time. We can build a relationship with them and be the presence of Christ in their lives. We can help them see their next step as a journey in discipleship. The possibilities are just about endless. You and I are a people, by definition, as disciples of Jesus, who are called to not only be blessed, and we are blessed. I mean, it's amazing what God has done for us. But we're not called just to be blessed. We are called to be a blessing, to go out and to engage people everywhere we go, inviting them to see the love of Jesus in us and through us. We are called to be blessed and to be a blessing. And that's our good word for today.